All right, guys. We're going to move on to section 7.2, scientific notation. However, I need to double check we're all okay with the negative exponents. So just a really quick review. I know that in the notes yesterday, I said that they make reciprocals, and I showed you how in a fraction what that would look like. And I just want to make sure that we're all okay with what the final answer should look like. Now, simply in a fraction, we want a numerator and a denominator. So even though this is a reciprocal of itself, what it really means is just put this in the denominator. So w to the negative fourth, to make it positive, is w to the fourth. X to the third is positive, so keep it where it's at. 4 to the negative 2, it's a negative exponent, so it belongs in the denominator to be positive. R to the 3 is happy down there, it's positive. And then t to the fourth needs to go up on top to be the positive fourth. The only thing left then to simplify this would be to make that a 16. And we often do them alphabetically. Whoops, sorry. So t to the fourth, x to the cubed, over 16, r cubed, w to the fourth. If you couldn't do this on your own, we've got to talk about that. So please bring it up and let's review. Here's the other mistake I saw more than once. This power is only to the r. 3 has a positive power of 1. So this simplifies to be this. Whoops, positive 3. Now if I wanted to change that, then I would be looking, get rid of that, then I would be looking at, I'll get rid of this, 1 over 3r cubed. And then we'll get to that tomorrow and what that means. All right, here we go on scientific notation. We want to be able to evaluate and multiply by powers of 10. That should be easy. And then convert between standard notation and scientific notation. All right, so 10 to the first, 10. 10 squared, 100. 10 cubed, 1,000. 10 to the fourth. Okay. So then let's take a look at this. 10 to the negative 1, which would be 1 over 10, which is 1/10. 10 to the negative 2 would be 1 over 100, which is 1/100th. 10 to the negative 3, hopefully you're getting the pattern, 1,000th. And 10 to the negative 4 would be 1 over 10,000, or 1/10,000th. So back in, I don't know, 3rd grade when you started learning to multiply with tens, you thought that was pretty cool. Oh, I'll just add a 0. But really, what is the shortcut to this? It's not adding a 0. The shortcut is moving the decimal. And if there's empty swoops, well, then we add zeros. Okay, if it's a positive power of 10, the decimal goes to the right. If it's a negative power of 10, the decimal moves to the left. So, what does the decimal move from? Let's go back to this. What is a shortcut? We move the decimal. I'm going to put a 1 point. Positive one place, negative to, or positive to the right, negative to the left. So 10 to the negative 6, well, here's my 1. I want to go left 6 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 10 to the negative 6th has 5 zeros and a 1. 10 to the 4th, move the decimal 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off of the 1. Okay? So then what's it look like when we have math problems? Well, 23 and 89/100ths times 10 to the 8th, I can simply move the decimal, not add zeros, 8 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should leave 6 zeros. So I'd have 2, 3, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. Put your commas in or they have no meaning. It's too hard to read. 467 times 10 to the negative 3rd. Well, where's the decimal? Here. Negative powers get smaller. It's repeated division. 0.467, 467 thousandths. Go ahead, press pause, and do these next two. All right. Now, we're going to use that information about tens and talk about writing in scientific notation. Whoops. Scientific notation is a method of writing numbers that are very large or very small numbers. And a number that's written in scientific notation has two parts that are multiplied. First of all, it's a number in between 1 and 10. That means there has to be one decimal place in front of the decimal. And then the second part is the power of 10. That shows us where the decimal goes to get it into standard notation. So this is how we do it. You know, mathematicians, they want to try to find a shortcut for everything. So I want to change this into something times 10 to a power. First thing I do is pick this number between 1 and 10. I simply put the decimal after the first digit, and write down all the significant figures until the zeros start repeating. So I'm just writing 1.43. Now, I don't really want 1.43, so where does the decimal belong? 2, 3, 4, 5 places to the right. So the scientific notation of 143,000 kilometers is 1.43 times 10 to the 5th. All right, let's first put this into scientific notation, and then how are we going to put it out of scientific notation back into standard? So we put the decimal after the first significant digit and write down all of the significant digits after it until the zeros repeat. Times 10 to the, where do I want it to be? 9 to the right. Now, can you go the other way? What if I had scientific notation and I want it in standard? All I simply need to do is do the math problem. What is 1.2 times 10 to the 5th? It says move the decimal 1 and 4 more places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do not add 5 zeros. That is 5 decimal places. Please put your commas in there. All right, see how you do on these. Notice this is small. What should that tell you about the power of 10? I'm going to press pause, see how you do, and check your answers. Okay, noticed I had an extra 0 in there. Hopefully you got rid of that. This had to move over 1, 2, and then I had 12 more places to go, so that's why it's 10 to the 14th. This went to a small number over 7 to the left, so it's a -7. All right, your assignments are in IXL.com. You're going to do the 4 lessons that are in 8.1.1.5. They're labeled on the right side of the lessons, G1, G2, G3, G4. So you remember you need to go under Minnesota Standards. And you're going to go into 8th grade. And then find the 8.1.1.5. Your login is just 20 name dot no dot sorry I messed that up again. Let's do it one more time. 20 first name last name at Hastings, and then you'll do your ID number for your password. If it doesn't work, let me know. Good luck.